Through the presentation, we're going to explain the legend, and we are going to talk about our opinions about the story. Before we start, an urban legend is a story told orally from one generation to another. Most of the time, it talks about terrifying or supernatural events, and it is a combination of fiction and reality.
First of all, the story begins in 1284 in the town of Hamelin in Germany. The town had a rat infestation, and the citizens were desperate to find a way in which they could solve the problem. One day, a man went into the town, and he said he could end the problem. He was called the Pied Piper because he wore a very colorful outfit, and pipe means of different colors. He, he made a deal with the citizens. He would exterminate the rats and mice in the town, and the citizens would pay him a certain amount of money.
After that, the Pied Piper started playing his flute, and immediately all the rats were attracted by its music. He took the rats to the river near the town, which is called River Weser, and he jumped into the river and saw all the rats and mice, and they drowned and died. By that time, the town was free of rats, except from one. So due to that, the citizens decided not to pay the pre-established amount of money to the Pied Piper. So he go away very angrily.
Months later, he returned, but this time in a hunter's costume. He returned playing his flute, but a different song, and what he attracted this time were children. At this point of the story, there are 4 variations. The first one is that he attracted children to a mountain where they all disappeared. The second one is that the Pied Piper didn't really exist. He was the dead in person, and the children followed him and died. Another one is that he made the children follow him into a lake and they drowned. And the last one is that he led them into a cave where they disappeared and reappeared in Transylvania.
Regardless of the variations of the story, after that the parents were looking for their children until the limits of the town, but they never saw them again. Historical records said that the story did happen, but no one really knows what happened to the children after they disappeared. It is said that 130 children were lost. And the street where the children were last seen is called Bungalows and Trees, which means a street without drums. And until now, in that street, no one is allowed to play music or dance.
Well, as we said, the story took place in Germany, and even they are not records, the story started getting popularity around the world, and especially with the parents, because they were the ones that started telling the story to their kids in order to avoid them to go out at night. In conclusion, even though the story has some true facts, we can't say this is true, because it will be very weird that 12 kids disappeared in the middle of the night in their houses and any of the parents noticed it.
That's it.